Alright, so this is exciting news. Of course, as a huge Mario fan, anything Mario related with rumors or leaks I'm all over, especially when it comes from a heavily reliable source, and normally that's always Pioro, but there's a second one right now because a well-known Persona leaker, Midori, on Twitter has been leaking tons of code names for upcoming projects, and they just kind of leaked one that was, I think, a gourmet that could be based off of a new Mario Party game or maybe a Kirby spin-off, and even the code name for the new Switch console starting with an O, and I think a lot of people have broke it down to be the codename Ounce. But today we have two brand new codenames in the files that show two Mario games. Yes, and we're talking mainline Mario games. Let's get into it. Now, one of these could be in production, the other one could have been scrapped. We don't know for sure, but this is what Midori has to say. There's a project at Nintendo in development with the codename Spread. It's SP Red. So what does this mean? Midori goes on to say, Red is Mario's codename. They then go on to say that there at least was at a time a project at Nintendo with the title Silver Star, which Super Mario Odyssey's title was Red Star. Pretty interesting. Now, let's dive into this a little further. Real quick before we do, we are super duper close to 300,000 subscribers. You can help us reach it super fast by just leaving a like and subscribing, as a lot of you watching this video right now are not yet subscribed. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you so much, but let's dive back into the leak. Once again, someone in the comments, being Mondo Mega, actually points out that that's a mainline Mario game. From 3D Land onwards, they have all had codenames that include Red. Now, these are all 2D and 3D Mario games since Super Mario 3D Land, so yes, these are mainline games. Red Pepper for Super Mario 3D Land, Big Red for New Super Mario Bros. 2, Red Pro for New Super Mario Bros. U, Red Dash for New Super Luigi U, Red Carpet for Super Mario 3D World, Red Bull for Super Mario Run, Red Star for Super Mario Odyssey, Red Pro S for Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which of course is just Red Pro again with the S added to it. We have Red Carpet S, which of course is Mario 3D World once again, but plus Bowser's Fury. We have SEC Red, which is for Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and then the new one, SP Red. Now, there's no way to try to decipher what SP is relating to. None of these really match up to what the games are. They're literally just random code names like Pepper, Dash, Carpet, Bull, Star. So it's like literally impossible to try to figure out what this means. Before we discuss what SP Red actually is, let's go to Red Star. Now, Midori did state that Red Star was Super Mario Odyssey, obviously, and that there was a Silver Star. Does that mean that there was some type of other Mario Odyssey project? And I've seen some people say, well, maybe it's like a new version of Mario Odyssey, like apparently that they're doing with Breath of the Wild for the new Switch. Not necessarily. Notice how New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which is a Wii U game brought to the Switch with some added stuff, is still Red Pro, but just with an S. And the same thing for Mario 3D World. It's still Red Carpet, but just with an S. So if this was another version of Mario Odyssey, it would still just be Red Star S. We really don't have a direct sequel on this list to go off of, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. You could say Mario 3D Land and 3D World, you know, that's like a sequel to 3D Land, but technically not. It's not like 3D Land 2, where this is the first time we actually see it could be maybe a Super Mario Odyssey 2 that was actually in development, Red Star to Silver Star. So yeah, maybe those rumors and leaks of everyone talking about Mario Odyssey 2 happening so many years ago, maybe there was some type of evidence for that. This was apparently a project being worked on by Nintendo at some point in time. We just don't know, whether it's, past that time and did Nintendo scrap it. No one knows. Midori just knows that at some point in time there was a Silver Star Mario game being worked on, which in my eyes, it did feel like maybe they wanted to do that. Like they had a whole plan for Mario Odyssey 2. And then you could feel like something changed as we were waiting and stuff. And then out of nowhere, Mario 3D World happened with Bowser's Fury. So maybe Bowser's Fury is what kind of knocked that out. And they said, you know what? Let's just focus on making a brand new Mario experience, a huge, brand new one that's not just a sequel to Mario Odyssey, which I'm actually a big fan of. Cool. That's awesome. I would have loved to still see an Odyssey 2, but I'm glad that if that's what they decided decided to do that they did that. So yeah, makes a lot of sense. Just, work on Bowser's Fury, get the kind of groundwork for what an open world 3D Mario game could look like in a smaller scale, and then go big with the next game. So maybe that's what happened. They just kind of scrapped Mario Odyssey 2 and just said, you know what? We're moving on to the next big and best thing. So what is this next big and best thing? So yeah, Silver Star still kind of throws me off considering the fact that it's the only one without the word red in it. So maybe that's just because it was a sequel. I don't know. That's a little strange. But back to SP Red. Well, what is this? Well, I think we can pretty much just say, no duh, Nintendo's working on a 3D Mario game. Yes, it's just been so long. We're approaching 7 to 8 years now. It's time for the next 3D Mario game. We've been talking about how it could be a launch title for the next console, or at least definitely year one for the next console, and just the fact that it should be announced relatively soon. If this game is going to be coming out either the beginning, middle, or even end of next year, we should start hearing something about it. But yes, apparently there is a big, mainline Mario game, whether it be 2D or 3D, coming, probably very soon, I would expect. But I've seen some people say, well, what if there are still 2 brand new Mario games coming? What if somehow there are 2 forms of a 3D Mario happening? Like, could you imagine, like, maybe 1 year after the next, like, 2025 we get a big 3D Mario game, and 2026 we get another 3D Mario game or something like that? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But it's Nintendo. They're weird. The only way I could see it happening, as we are getting both, would be if somehow Nintendo did make this Mario Odyssey game just like the one from the Switch, but added more kingdoms and added some extra stuff to it, and then just made it a super high-end Switch 2 version that just looks extremely good, runs even smoother than it did before. That's the only possible way I think they can get away with something like that. Because there's no way they're just going to have, oh, here's a huge open world 3D Mario game, and then a year or even 2 years later, like, oh, here's Super Mario Odyssey 2 that you guys have been begging for. It just sounds too good to be true. But definitely let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. What do you think about these code names, and does it get you more excited and hype for a 3D Mario game? Does it get you less hype for some reason? Let me know. I don't know. I still have it in my gut that there's a chance that we could be seeing something 3D Mario related very soon, including at this June Nintendo Direct as like a one last thing. Yes, I know they're not talking about Switch 2 stuff, but they could just be talking about a game for Switch 2. You never know. All right, but thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out. And like always, I'll see you all in the next one. See you guys.